3:40 for me. I should have eaten lunch 3.5 hours ago. Haven't eaten a damn thing because there's no microwave. I know I could cook something up on the stove, but I ain't got time for that. I'm working. I'm going to manage it. We're gonna be up, as they say. Now for be up, that means just manage it. You just do what you can. But nonetheless, I'm happy to be here. I'm excited to be here, guys. Thank you for being on the call. If you're new to this show, if you're new to this call or new to this group, this is a group that I started back in 2021. I'd made 7 figures 2 years in a row. In 2020, I made my first 7 figures. In 2021, I made another 7 figures. And at the end of the year, I started getting inundated with messages. People asking me, saying, Nick, I got to get closer to the screen so you guys can hear me. People saying, Nick, how are you getting so many deals, dude? And on top of that, how are you doing flat fee deals? Guys, I have to remind you, just because you know how to build a website does not mean you're going to make money. Just because you build a website and rank a website does not mean you're going to get leads. Just because you build a website, rank a website, get leads does not mean you're going to get a business owner to pay you. And even if you get a business owner to pay you, that does not mean you're going to get somebody to pay you on a flat retainer every week or every month or every day, however you decide to skin it. Okay. This group is an interesting group. This group that we don't run ads to this group. This group comes, people see my YouTube videos, people see my TikTok videos, people get referred by friends, Facebook shows it to people. Most of this group, not most, I'd say at least half of this group are people who have already bought programs, who have already dabbled, who have already tried to start or build their own website. And they've realized that building the website's only the beginning. Getting leads is only the beginning. That's the easy part. Let me repeat that. Getting leads to come in from your website is the easy part. And you want to know how I can prove this? Go into a group right now. Go into a group today, tomorrow, whenever, and post and say, hey, I need somebody to help me build a website or do SEO. And look at the comments, y'all. Look at the comments. And you know what you're going to see? You're going to see people lined up for days that are willing to help you. Okay. Now, what I want you to do next, I want you to go in that same group and I want you to post and say, I'm looking for somebody that can do sales. I'll do the technical. I just need someone to do sales. And look at the difference. Look at how many people line up to do your SEO, to do your content, to do your, and I know that's SEO as well, to do your backlinks, to build your sites, to do outreach, to do the stuff that's not scary. And it's going to be a night and day difference. Finding people that can sell, it's a dime a dozen, dude. So if you're sitting in this group going, oh, I know how to sell. Bullshit, you know how to sell. I sold door to door for 4 years, guys. 4 years. I went door to door to door, and I was good at it. I made hundreds of thousands of dollars in a short period of time every year doing it. And I came into this business naive enough to think that just because I knew how to sell that, I would know how to sell this. And even with that level of experience, this is a different beast, dude. I just made a YouTube video. I think it was this week. It hasn't dropped yet, talking about not all sales are created equal. So for all of you that are sitting there going, I know how to sell. Bullshit, you know how to sell. You worked at GNC and you said, do you want this protein powder or that protein powder? You know how to run a register, okay? That's it. You work at a car lot, awesome. Guess what? They're doing the advertising for you. People are walking to you. You didn't go to anybody. You didn't drum up the lead. That ain't cold calling. You got people that are interested, okay? Now, those of you that have worked at a call center that have like hit cold list, y'all know. But those of you that worked at a call center calling existing customers, that ain't sales. Come on, dude. And I know how to sell. I did it in 2013, 14, 15, 16. That's all I did. It's how I made my money. And I got into this thinking it would be an easy peasy cakewalk. It ain't. So for you guy, for you girl who thinks that just because you've had a sales job, guys, I worked at Staples for 5 minutes too, and it said sales associate. That doesn't mean I'm a salesperson. Selling is a process. Selling is a skill, and doing it in this arena, it's different. Okay. So for those of you that are listening right now, like, I just need to know how to build a website. Okay. Well, if you're so good at sales, why don't you have money coming in? You guys might not like me. I think there's a lot of people that are in this call right now. This might be your first taste of me. You ain't going to like me because I say stuff that's going to make you uncomfortable. And if you are in this business and you don't have somebody paying you money, You ain't in business, dog. You have a hobby. You have a hobby. Until you have cold, hard cash coming in, you do not have a business. You have a hobby, my friend. And if you just have a hobby, go play golf, dude. Go play golf. Go crochet. Go do some other shit, because this right here is cutthroat. And it ain't something I'm going to do as a hobby. If I'm in this to make money. Okay. So for all of you that are dicking around with building websites first, let's use our heads. Okay. And I set this example in one of the other groups or on a YouTube video, but I said this is imagine if I said to you, hey, I got this real estate deal guy. I'm going to use one of you for an example. Aaron's now he's good. And I'm not going to use Aaron. I'm going to use Nick Basarab. And I'm going to use Mario because he's new. Okay. Mario, I got this awesome real estate deal for you. This isn't digital. This is actual real estate. So here's the deal, Mario. You got to pay for it today, okay? You got to pay for it today, and you're going to pay the maintenance, the electrical, all the different stuff, the upkeep, the water, the internet, everything. You're going to pay for it. It's going to take at least 6 to 7 months before you can rent it out. And then after 6, 7 months, you know, we can start considering looking at finding someone to rent it out. We're not really sure exactly who we're going to find or where we're going to advertise it, but after 6 or 7 months, we should be able to start looking. You know what you do to me? You tell me to go screw myself, and that you're not going to put money into that, because why would you do that, right? You want to get something you know you can rent out today. You want to get into something where you know in that city you can rent it out today. And some of y'all are still building websites, freaking with your thumb up your ass, building websites, spending money every month, and you don't even know if there's people that want to rent your website. You don't even know if your website's going to be getting leads. You guys are listening to freaking clowns out there that haven't made 2 fucking cents in this business model. And you're listening to their YouTube shit. You're listening to what they're saying online. Guys, check your people, man. You wouldn't take advice from somebody that was fat at the gym, but y'all are taking advice online from people that don't make money in this business. Why? Why? Yeah, I'm getting a little bit excited because I'm tired of people asking me stupid ass questions because, oh, I heard it on this other channel. Fuck the other channel. Go buy their shit. I don't care. You'll end up right back here because you'll realize you don't know how to sell. And if you don't know how to sell, you do not have a business model. You do not have a business. You have a hobby, my friend. And man, I am sweating and I'm excited about this call. Guys, welcome to the call. That's how we roll. I hope I've offended all of you guys. My name's Nick Wood. I said that already. I'm glad that you know my name. Today, we are going to be talking about overcoming the overthink, the what do they call this? The analysis paralysis, the sitting on your ass and not taking action. It's got to be perfect. Oh, I don't know what niche to go into. Guys, I'm excited for this call. I told my wife she got to get the hell out of here with the kids because I'm going to be screaming. And it's hot and it's sweaty and I'm pumped. Let me get a drink of my water. All right, guys, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I can't wait till I offend somebody. I hope somebody sees that and they're offended. That's what I'm hoping for. I can't wait. Okay. Guys, now that we've gotten into the call, now that I'm sweating, now that I'm juicing, I don't even have a rag to wipe my head. I should get like a sweat towel. I want the sweat to pour so you guys can see. It's got to be like 87 degrees in here, dog. Not a damn breeze to be seen, yo. And I don't want to open it because I don't want mosquitoes in here and I don't want the noise and I don't want the neighbors upset. So we're going to roll and enjoy the sweat. Okay. Guys, we have started doing something kind of fun and I want you guys to have a chance to participate. I want you guys to spread the message of this group. I want you guys to spread the message of what I'm talking about. Digital real estate, rank and rent digital real estate. If you're new to this group and you have no idea what I'm talking about, digital real estate, rank and rent digital real estate is literally the process of building simple websites and renting them out for passive income. That's it. I do it very differently than everybody else. I go and I rent it out and then I build it. Okay. I call it rent, then rank. That's the model. That's what we talk about. I want to share the message. I want to preach the gospel of Nick. I want to preach the rent and rank gospel. And I want to incentivize you guys to help me. So here's what we're going to do. And I started doing this last week. We have created some pretty dope stuff and we want to start giving it away. We have some cool merch. I'm going to grab it right now. I have one I can show you guys. Take that. All right, guys, I'm going to be giving away this shirt today. Now, not this one, unless you guys want the sweaty one that I've already worn a million times. I'm going to be giving away this piece of swag. This is the white with the fire red badge. This is the freaking I make money bitch t-shirt. Okay. I'm going to be giving that away. I should have thrown that. I'm going to need to show you it again. We are going to be giving it away at the end of this call, maybe in the middle. I don't know. Here's how you qualify. It's pretty damn simple. Right now, you're watching this on your phone. You're watching this on YouTube or on Facebook or on your laptop. All I need you to do is either screenshot it, screen grab it, or take a picture with your phone. And I want you to go post it on Instagram and tag me at I am Nick Wood, and the business account at Digital Drug Dealing. That's it. At the end of this call, I will jump on Instagram. I will pick somebody that shared the post, and I'm going to be sending you guys out that shirt. Maybe I'll pick a couple. I don't know. We're going to be giving away that shirt, the white tee with the fire red badge. Okay. We're going to be giving that away. Take a screenshot, take a picture of the screen, post it on your story. You don't need to make an actual post. Just post it on your story. Tag me at I am Nick Wood, tag at Digital Drug Dealing, and we're going to push this shit forward, man. I want you guys to share the message. Let's bring everybody. Let's talk about the greatest business model on the planet, and we're going to be giving away some swag today. Okay. Quickly, and then I'm going to be bringing our guest on. Last week, we had a freaking fire live. Guys, I'm going to need a sweat towel, man. I'm sweating already. We had a fire live last week. Okay. Last week, we talked about you might not be cut out for this shit. You might not be cut out for this business model. And we talked about all the shit you're going to have to go through. All of it, guys. You're going to have clients call and cancel. You're going to have employees steal clients from you. You're going to have taxes due. You're going to call and have somebody be an absolute dickbag to you. And you're going to wonder if you're in the right space and if you should have done something else. And if you should just go back to your little JOB with the 401k and the health insurance and a little watch they give you at the end of your 60 years. Thanks, bro. Now go live middle class for the rest of your life. Good luck. Okay. You're going to wonder if you made the right decision. You're going to get shiny object syndrome. You're going to have some shitty days, and there's going to be more shitty days than good days. That's what you're getting into. And when you really look at it, who would get into it? Who would get into this business? It ain't what you think. It isn't just you put up a website and money just starts flowing, dude. Because if that was the case, every human being on this planet would be doing the business model. It would probably be a scam. Okay? That's what we talked about. But you know what I said at the end of the call? I said, for those of us that are willing to give this model a shot and not just be in it for a day, not just be in it for a month or a week or even a year, but those of us that are like, hey, I'm in this. I don't care if it takes 5 years, 10 years. I don't care if it takes my whole life. I will make this work. Those of us that are in this, we believe in the model. It makes total sense. We've seen other people make money on it. Those of us that have done that, we are going to have the lifestyle where we can do what we want, when we want, how we want, wearing what we want, saying what we want, having whatever political views we want. We can go and help the person at church. We can go and donate to our charity. We can go and buy our dad a Rolex. We can live in West Africa because we feel like it. And on a random Thursday night, decided to come here. We can do whatever the hell we want. This is what those of us that are crazy enough to get into this shit and are willing to see it through, this is the life that we are afforded. And I wouldn't have it any other way. And I know that I've almost been burned so many times, guys. I went $60,000 in debt. I spent $1.4 million on Google ads. I built niches and I built sites in the wrong niches in the wrong cities. I've listened to people who don't even make money doing this and paid for their programs, spent over $20,000 in programs. And a lot of them, I picked up a nugget, but the person teaching it doesn't even make shit doing this business model. I've made all the mistakes, dude, and I will be in this business model. If you hear me right now and you're like, dude, this guy's too much, I'm okay with that. Okay, I'm okay with that. But when you come back in a year or in 5 minutes or next month or in 2 years, I will be here. I will be screaming and preaching from the rooftops. And I'm guessing by that point, this business model will have gone bananas. Okay, we're just getting started, dude. We are just getting started. This business model, we haven't even scratched the surface. So for those of you that think this thing is saturated, Move along. Go do drop shipping. Go do SMMA. Go do Andrew Tate's bullshit. Okay. And by the way, I got no beef there. I'm not even saying the shit. I've never been through it, but go try it. You'll be back. Okay. We got somebody on the call right now. Nick Basaraba, put you on the spot, dude. Aaron Houston, I just saw your comment. Message Ashley, dude. We got rid of the hoodies. We got rid of the hoodies, bro. You joined too late. I'll get you one still. Aaron, message Ashley. She'll hook you up with your hoodie. Nick Basaraba, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. Nick is somebody who was in my program. He even had success. He did the same shit I did. You know what he did? He got a couple deals, was excited, and then he got shiny object syndrome. He started chasing. He started going around. He started chasing, baby. And I was seeing his posts. I was like, he'll be back. He'll be back. He'll be back. Nick, when you get a moment, if you wouldn't mind, drop a comment. Tell everyone what happened. Tell everyone that you're back. Tell everyone that it's there. You've chased other shit and you back, dude. We all do it. Everyone on here that I see your posts. You're in here. You're excited about it. 2 seconds later, you're the guy that's doing TikTok ads and NFTs and you're a Forex expert. You know who you are. You'll be back. So the biggest thing I wish I hadn't done was chase the shiny object. Okay. Many years ago, I heard that if you're stuck, if you're in a rut, if you feel like you need a change and you just keep going through the same cycle over and over. I heard this, if you want to change your life, change your environment. Okay. If you want to change your life, change your environment. And sometimes that means getting around different people. Sometimes that means going and having a different routine. Sometimes that means eating different foods. Sometimes that means getting rid of certain friends. Sometimes that means picking your ass up and moving to a different continent. And I am somebody that is very extreme. And when I do something, I go all in. And I needed a change, dude. I was doing great, man. Nothing to complain about. I had people hit me up. Hey, why, what? No, it has nothing to do. It's not because there's somebody asked me that said, hey, is it because there's people that are hating online? I'm like, no, dude. Like no, it has nothing to do with that. I needed this. I needed to simplify. I needed a change of pace. I needed to get my head on straight because I was so caught up and I was so in the business. I needed to step outside and work on the business. And I just want to let you guys know, after making a dramatic change and moving and taking my family and bringing them here where we don't even have electricity. And it's not like that's always the case. It's a beautiful place. I'm in a beautiful freaking apartment. You guys have seen the pictures. I'm not complaining at all. I chose this and I love it. I'm loving this sweat. I really am. Because when the AC comes on, it's going to cool me right off. I'm going to step on the balcony. It's going to feel amazing. This has been the greatest thing for my business I could ever imagine. You look at it sometimes, you go, that's not going to make sense. You need to be by your team. You need to be right there where the action is. And I understand that. And I agree with you 99% of the times. But you know what? I have been more productive. I've gotten more done. I've had more clarity being here. You can't reach me, dude. My phone doesn't work. You can't reach me. I've been able to do things that I've needed to do for a long time on the business. I've been able to think through things that I've needed to think through for a long time that I haven't had time to do because there's always something. I'm always connected. Guess what, guys? I didn't have my phone turned on today for like 5 hours and just barely plugged. I found a power bank. Finally, my wife's like, oh, I have a power bank, like on Dumb and Dumber, where he finds the extra pair of gloves. I'm like, you have a power bank? I'm sitting here with my phone not working. Guys, if you are somebody who feels like they're stuck, go change your environment. That doesn't mean you need to move to Africa, although I'd love to have you. Doesn't mean that you need to move continents or cities or houses, but go change your environment. Go to a different gym. Go hang out with different friends. Go have a different routine. Go run your sales calls a different way. Go book a trip right now for a week and go work from Mexico or go work from Thailand or go work from Florida where it's sunny and you have drinks on demand. I don't care what it is. I am a huge believer of changing your environment if you want to change your life. And I think you need to do it and you need to do it regularly and you need to do it often. And it always needs to be on your mind because when you go new places, you see new things. And when you see new things, you get new inspiration. And when you get new inspiration, you get creative. And when you get creative, everything changes. Okay. Guys, I came over here with a Bible, one book, a couple shirts, my laptop, and one goal, which was to simplify. And man, have I been doing that. I'm in a detox, dude. I am in a detox. I listen to almost no music. I listen to almost no podcasts, almost no YouTube. You know what I do? As I fucking produce. I produce content. I produce videos for my team. I'm producing, and then I'm thinking. I'm producing. I'm done consuming. I've been producing and thinking. That is what I'm here to do. And that is what I've been doing. So guys, just for that, for whoever's listening that needs to hear that, if you're considering it right now, do it. And if you can't do it because your job doesn't let you, you better get started in this today so you can do it in 6 months, or you can do it in a year, you can do it in 2 years. This is what I wanted when I started 6 years ago, as I wanted to be able to work from anywhere in the world, be able to make as much money as I wanted. Guys, I've been able to do some incredible things. I've been able to help a friend that got a project and he's building a church and he needed money to start. And I was able to give him, it wasn't crazy. I gave him 10 grand. Okay. Boom. I've been able to help another friend that wants to start a taxi business get a car. He's going to get a car and he's going to start a taxi business because the alternative is $25 a day. Sorry, a month, $25 a month. I've been able to keep my home, my property, and set up shop here. We just bought a vehicle literally today. I took the money from the bank. I went and bought a freaking Indiana Jones mobile. It's a Land Cruiser. I've been able to do some incredible things because of this business model. And I want the same for you guys. Guys, I'm going to bring on our guest. Our guest today, I'm going to bring him on. I'm going to introduce him. If you guys have questions for me, if you guys have questions for him, get them ready. Let's pray for the internet. Let's pray that everything keeps going. Let me make sure that, hold on one second. What's up, bro?
Not much, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Good, good.
Dude, thanks for jumping on, bro. This is something I want to mention really quick. When I asked Tim to jump on this call, he's like, dude, ordinarily I would tell you to go screw yourself, but he didn't say that, but he's like, dude, that's not literally at the top of my like favorite things to do list is jumping on camera in front of a group of people. But he's like, I'll do it because I know there's somebody out there that probably needs to hear what I got to say. And I'm like, yeah, facts, dude. So thank you for being on, bro. I know this isn't like the number you want to be doing right now.
Yeah, absolutely. No problem.
Dude, let's just go into this, bro. I actually, I believe you jumped on when you joined into our program. You jumped on with Cowboy Kyle. Am I mistaken?
Oh yeah.
Cowboy Kyle. Okay. So I don't actually know a ton about you. So I'm excited to dig into this. Although, you know, we've messaged, I've seen your posts, I've talked to Kyle about you. But let's just start at the beginning, dude. Let's tell everybody, first of all, where you at, dude, right now? And how did you get there? Because not that long ago, you weren't where you're at right now, physically.
Oh, as far as like the lead gen stuff?
No, tell me where you're at, like actually sitting right now.
Oh, this is my little office. Yeah, office/music room.
What city?
Jacksonville, Florida.
Jacksonville, Florida. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you been there? How long have you been there?
I've lived in Jacksonville most of my life, bounced up to Chicago a couple of years, early 20s. After I got married, 2005, I think, went down to Lauderdale, Miami area, stayed there for about 5 years and then moved back.
I love it.
So most of my family's kind of like hard to leave when you got everybody here, you know?
Totally get it. What were you doing before this? What were you doing before Rank and Rent?
Man, my life has been an entrepreneurial mashup. I've sold everything from addiction treatment to I ran my own intervention service and actually did like intervention confrontations in people's living rooms and took people to rehab. I did that for like 5 years. Sober companion work. I was a sober companion for a billionaire for a while. Traveled around and lived in different places. And then when my kid was born, I wanted to settle down and kind of get off the front lines of that kind of stuff because it was a little bit dangerous sometimes, you know. So I started a vape store to help people quit smoking because at the time I had used vape to quit smoking and it was a popular thing. So I was like, well, let me try this. Yeah. Sunk $100 grand into a store, got it started, and ended up getting stuck in the business for like 6-7 years, off and on. During that time, I started my own addiction facility, got it licensed and up and running, but partner disputes, I just split. They crashed the business. And then I did travel nursing for a while, like right at the perfect time to do that, which was 2020 when we were offering $10,000 a week. So that's actually the most money I ever made in my life. I worked like 10, 12, 18-hour days, depending, 7 days a week, just slaying it. because, nurses were able to go to New York City and work and make that kind of money. And I signed for a 20%, 25% commission deal. So they were trying to change my deal midstream to cut me out and put me at 10%. But yeah, I did super well that year. And then, I just like, I'm in my early 40s now. So I was like, I don't run at the vape store anymore. It's not something I'm going to duplicate. It's not something I want to be tied to. So I sold it and kind of just got, an upfront amount and some payments. And it's not time to sit around and think about what I wanted to do, and that's kind of what brought me to this thing. I wanted to build something that was more passive, created more time for myself as I worked. And, here we are, kind of still just getting started because, I signed up in October, I think, for digital landlords. Like late October. So I was going
hold on, let me dissect that really quick and then we'll keep going. Okay. So I guess my question, I had a couple questions that you were saying that is what out of all those things, like, dude, you've had success in other things. It sounds like you could probably go start any business and have success to some degree with it. Why did you choose this model? What was attractive to you? Whether one reason, multiple reasons, what was the thing about this that stood out to you?
Well, because I did rank and rent before I knew what rank and rent was when I exited my intervention side of my business, because I built this niche site that was like a niche topic that people would research if they were looking for interventions. And I did it because I was interested in it at first. I paid someone to pop up a website about this topic back in 2009. And over the years, we changed it, we added to it. I wrote content for it. And, it got it up to like 200 calls a month. And so a lot of them were crap calls, honestly. It attracted some really crappy calls, but I closed enough business out of it to stay alive, for quite a number of years. Me and a partner actually would take turns doing interventions off of this hotline. And eventually when I decided to leave it, I was like, I don't want to just waste this website. If this is a digital asset, this is valuable to somebody. I just need to figure out who the highest bidder would be. So I took it into some Florida addiction treatment programs, and they were like, yep, my first fee was $9,000 a month on this website. Woo. And then because they kind of figured out their numbers a little bit more, and you can't sell like per lead and per patient in that space. You have to be flat rate anyway. So it made sense to go in on a flat rate as a marketing tool for them, and kind of gave them a little bit of a co-brand on the site. And that was that. And so I ranged between $2,000 a month and $9,000 a month on that site before I ended up selling it. And I sold it while I was doing real well, and I didn't want to bother with it anymore. Yeah. So I sold it for like 40, 50 grand, something like that back in 2019. And so I kind of knew the value of what, the power of what this could do, because that was the easiest money I ever made. So once I had the calls going and I had the client, whether they paid me $2,000, $4,000, $6,000, whether it was this client or I had to shop it, I reshopped it a couple of times because like someone got burned out on it, or they had some people quit. So I would reshop it to a new business owner and they would buy it for another chunk of time. So I was like, this is the way to go, And then so I got into another program, and it was really a lot of everything. They want to show you every way you can make money on the internet. And it's not as laser focused as this program. So this program is more designed to sell it, and so that's what what I wanted to focus on as well. So
I love it, bro. So for you, it's like you'd already, I've heard that before. The model, and this is for the people that may be out there listening or hear this and go, well, I don't know if this is a viable business model. Dude, this business model has been around forever, right? It's just a lot of times you don't know that you're doing it. But I've heard people before, they're like, yeah, I was doing this without even realizing I was doing it. I was doing lead generation, but I didn't even realize it. So you hopped in, and there was one other question I wanted to ask you in relation to that. Was there any, I guess it's just digging a little further, was there any specific thing that was attractive? Is it just the fact that it's assets, that it's recurring? Like, you had already been doing it so that you were sold, but what's the most attractive thing to you about this model?
It's exactly what we've talked about a number of times. It checks all those boxes. I've enjoyed freedom for enough time to never want to lose it again. I've had the freedom to come and go, take trips with the family. It's almost like I've taken it for granted. Being a business owner and having, even at the vape shop, it might bring only $6,000 a month or something. But if I've got guys there, I don't need to worry about it. Yep. I could decide I'm not going to work today, and that's that, or this week, and they had it covered. So I've had that freedom for a while, and it's just, I'm kind of at a career switch where it's like I found myself with nothing. It's like, you know what, I need to start over and enjoying, something that checks all the boxes, which is passive income tied to an asset and all the things that you've talked about a bunch of times,
Totally. So here's what I want to transition into is you are somebody, and I think that I don't think you are more of the rule, not the exception. But I would say if you take 10 people, 7 or 8 of those people are going to be, if you ask them, said, hey, are you more of the just take action and don't overthink it? Or are you more of the analysis by paralysis type? You're going to have way more people that are going to relate to the analysis paralysis, don't want to mess it up, don't want to lose money, don't want to do this, whatever. And so that's one of the reasons I wanted to bring you on this call. I know that if we could somehow do a raise of hands and say, which one are you? A ton more people would relate to you. There's not as many people that are like me. Oh, we just have light, dude. Thank you. Woo, we got AC coming. In fact, I'm going to turn this bitch on right now. Oh, just kidding. It ain't working. We'll manage it. Anyway, so let's talk about that, dude. This is the most important and interesting thing I want to talk about, which is how does somebody go from overthinking? Because, dude, let's be real. You were overthinking it. You didn't want to mess up. You were like in your head about making, should I go into this? Should I go into that? Should I do that? How are you able to finally just say, hey, let me just go start slinging deals. Let me just go start test this out.
That's still, I'm still fighting with that part of it because
you always will, bro. That's the facts. But that's what I want. That's what I love that you said that. But like, how are you dealing with it? Because it's something you're always going to fight with. That's the reality.
I took a shortcut on these first couple of deals because I really needed to get my, to really get into it. And I enjoy selling. So I've been looking forward to that part for a while. I've just had a hard time with like making decisions on due diligence and being like, yeah, I'm real comfortable going to this area. I know enough about SEO that I can rank in this period of time. And like, I still like in that chronic learner mode and I'm trying to get out of it where you're just constantly learning, but you're not putting it into action. So now it's just swirling in your head and it's becoming this monster that it shouldn't be.
Right.
And that's definitely been the case for me. So I'm still trying to find my way, through that. It's kind of a process, right? But what I did was just I saw somebody post in the group that they had a need for a salesperson. They didn't have time, but they had producing, sites. And I jumped into that one and it was definitely tough. I mean, this guy wouldn't have brought me in if it weren't a tough sell. That market was hard to sell. And I had to go through a lot of contractors to get it. But I just did a 50-50 partnership with one guy. And then after I closed that, I posted about the close. I included that I was interested in another one. So someone else contacted me with one they were running ads for in a different spot. And, he's from Canada and doesn't feel comfortable on the phone. So I was like, yeah, sure. So I took the mojo from one and put it into the other one and closed them both in a matter of like 2 weeks. So
sick, dude. So still though, here's what I want to know, because whether it's your site, whether it's somebody else's site, you're doing deals, you're inking deals. And that's the beautiful thing about this whole thing is, dude, if you can get deals coming in, you can outsource all the other shit. That's the beautiful thing about it. So how did you take that whole analysis paralysis and say, okay, I still have it, but I'm gonna set it aside and just go make some calls and go follow the process, even though I don't have all the answers? What did you have to do, bro? What can you tell? What advice can you give to people?
To me, again, it was the shortcut to the partnership. And I think that if there's a lot more people tech-minded and like the tech part of it, we're scared to get on the phones. Maybe you need to find a sales guy to work with you a little bit so you can start seeing it work and being part of it. If you're on the sales side of things like me, I'm more of a sales guy. I enjoy being on the phone. Can sit there and 3, 2, 1, put aside the fear and call. That's not a problem for me. So after I made the deal with my guy, I was like, I just gave my word to somebody, I'm going to do this. And he's counting on me to sell this. So I'm going to treat it like with respect and just do it, which means let's get the shared business owner doc on. Let's figure out, and I put another tab in there to track the leads coming in. I said, point me the phone calls and point me the leads. So all of a sudden I'm answering for concrete and I don't have a business owner hooked. So then I have to sit there and call and hook business owners with the leads that are coming in. And that part felt fine. I mean, everybody wants to take leads from you. It's just stiffing out whether or not they're going to be serious and actually join the Zoom call and from there close.
Exactly. Totally.
Whether they're going to make it or not is kind of like, that's definitely become like, this is an art, because a lot of these guys will take your call and your lead in is perfect. Everybody wants to talk to you when you have a lead in your hand. It's just a matter of, are they, going to be suitable long-term and be somebody you can get across the finish line.
Here's the reality though, dude, is you, and we're not going to mention names, but you are in a better spot than whoever you sell the sites for, no matter who it is. And the reason why is because they are at your mercy. You're the one that has something that they don't have. And I always say that. I think this at the beginning of the call. Go and post in the group right now. Somebody on this call, post and say, hey, who can help me with technical work? You're going to have 400 people signing up for that because everyone wants to get paid to hide it behind a keyboard. But no, when you post that same thing, hey, who can sell a deal for me? You're going to have 3 people, right? So the cool part is, Tim, is you're in a great spot in terms of like, you know how to get the business. So the other stuff, that's the easy part in terms of you can hire, there's a dime a dozen that will do that kind of stuff. Talk to me about the 3, 2, 1. Do you specifically go through something in your head when you make those calls? Is it something that you think, or have you done it long enough now that you're just like, yeah, I'm just comfortable. I just pick up the phone and go?
I still do a little bit of that from time to time, because you're just like, all right, what was I going to say? What's my script note? What went wrong last call? What do I want to go better this call? What if they don't answer? You can what if yourself to death. So sometimes I'll just 3, 2, 1 it and call. And a lot of times you just get the answering machine anyway. So
I know, right?
A text, or it's a call right back, and so. But once I get in the groove of that, I enjoy it. Like when I was recruiting nurses, I enjoyed being on the phone with people all day, making calls to people, posting ads, hooking people up with a job. It's the same here. You're communicating value to people. You're being of service to someone. You're not just calling with your hand out.
I love it. Here's what's interesting. Somebody who is quite the opposite as most people, where you're like, I'll do the sales, but like the technical part, it's like that part kind of makes me nervous because I'm not really
makes me sweaty as Nick sitting in Africa, dude. It's like if I start thinking about all the
I know, right?
and everything else, I'm like,
I know, but here's what's interesting about the situation is, if there were 2 people, there were you and there was somebody else, and the other person was the opposite. They're like, yeah, I'm comfortable doing the tech, but I don't want to do the sales. And we were like, all right, cool. We'll see you guys in a month, or we'll see you guys in 3 months. Dude, you're the only one making money out of the 2, right? The other dude's still sitting there with his thumb up his ass with sites that he's paying for. He's paying for the hosting. He's paying for the phone number. He's paying for all this different stuff. And you, who's like, I don't even know how to build a website, you're putting cold hard cash in your pocket. Now, obviously you want to run the whole thing A to Z, but if you look at the 2, tell me which one is a more valuable skill set, period. End of story, right? Like the fact that you have that.
I don't know. That's the reason I like 50-50 is I never like to say that like my side is more valuable than your side is more valuable than mine. So we're going 70-30 or whatever. I always feel like if it's 50-50, no one can bitch that it isn't fair. And I think they both are required. Like I wouldn't have confidence to go sell something if I didn't know that I have production in my hand. If I thought my Google ad was faltering and sputtering and I only had 2 deals this week and, lead wise, I wouldn't feel comfortable like bellying up to the bar and telling a contractor I'm going to service this agreement at $2,000 a month. Like that would make me nervous. Like because I got integrity and I want to deliver on what I take money for. So that's where it did give me the boost of confidence of like, there's 60 calls coming in a month for concrete driveways in a rich area. Yeah, I can sell that. I've got confidence that the delivery is there. So I think they're both important.
I appreciate you doing that. And obviously I like you because you're having respect for your partners, but I'll tell you, it is more valuable, period. The reason I could tell you that is this group, it's made up of people up and down that know how to get leads, up and down that know how to build websites, up and down that know how to do SEO. They're not making 2 shits to their name because they don't know how to sell. So although I appreciate you protecting your partners, and I think that's noteworthy, that is the more valuable skill, period, end of story. But nonetheless, that just goes to show, guys, if you're going to spend your time learning something, no matter what, if you know how to get a deal, let's get out of lead gen for a second. Doesn't matter what business you're in. Tim, for his whole career, has been able to do this. When you had the other lead gen site, if I got that right, the leads would come in, you would do the intervention, and then would you actually fulfill on the back end, or were you just handing them off?
I did both. At first, I took the money, I made the phone call, and I'm the guy. I'm like that restaurant you walk into where the guy like rings you up and he takes your money and then he walks back there and he cooks your food and he brings it out and he does it all. I was that guy for the intervention company for a long time. I had no choice but to do it. After I built the website and I got the phone calls, I'm like, well, now I got people looking to pay me to do this service. I got to do it, even if I'm scared of doing it.
Yep.
And, so I built that confidence with people and dealing with those sticky situations through that endeavor.
Yeah, I get it. No, ever since I learned the skill of sales back in, 2013, 14, 15, I was 25 years old and I knew how to sell. Dude, I've never, ever stressed about having money. And I can tell you've never gone without money because you always know how to put deals together. Even if you don't know every single thing of it, every single piece of the business, you will always be able to put deals together. And the people that put deals together are the ones that get paid. And so that's why you've always had freedom. You've always live a good life. And I want to talk about that really quick. Talk about freedom, bro. Talk about as much as you're comfortable sharing how valuable that is. And how once you taste it, you can't go back. And again, you don't need to share everything or whatever you're comfortable with. But when you guys experience this of, hey, if I don't want to wake up today, I ain't gonna wake up. If I want to go take the day off, that's what I'm doing. It's impossible to go back to anything else, dude.
But it's a blessing and a curse. This last couple years, things were good enough for me to, in a lot of ways, decompensate. I took time off, and then that time off goes, 3 weeks, 4 weeks feels beautiful, 6 weeks feels beautiful. Now you've kind of done all the stuff and enjoyed all the freedom, and now you're like, all right, what's next? And that feeling of like, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, that can really erode at your self-confidence. And
let me clarify.
Too much time off, like,
I agree. I don't mean just time off,
you gotta keep working.
I don't mean time off. I mean the freedom to decide. Dude, I'm the same as you. If you told me I was taking 6 weeks off, I'd say for what? I'm saying just knowing that if I don't want to work tomorrow, I don't have to. Not that I'm going to. It's not the time off. It's the freedom to have the choice. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing. Really, like being able to be your own boss and being able to have freedom to do things. I mean, if you've got money and time, it's just like you don't ever want to lose that. It's a perfect balance everyone's looking for.
And
there's been times that you have to sacrifice. I mean, there was times where I didn't get home till super late, or had to be gone on weekends and travel trips and all this other crazy shit just to make it work. But it's like, you know what? I didn't have a college degree. I didn't get it. I didn't come from a wealthy family. I always had my back up against the wall and had to fight for my money. And so that put me in a spot to be independent,
Yeah. Well, now it's so true, dude. And like at the end of the day, once you guys, for those of you that have been in the 9-to-5 or the corporate, or which is kind of the same thing, but for those of you that have always had to show up, that have always had to go to work, that unless you had PTO that you could take, you had to show up, or you were sick, you had to show up. Guys, you haven't even, I say this all the time, life doesn't start until you escape the matrix, until you escape the rat race, until you go to work tomorrow because you chose to. Guys, I woke up this morning, I didn't have to work. If I didn't want to work, I don't have to work. I'm good, man. I got my digital real estate pays my bills, and it pays my bills in the US, it pays my bills here, it pays my employees. I'm good. I chose to work today because like Tim said, dude, I don't want to take, if I take too many days off, I just feel like shit. I want to be working towards something. I want to be building. I want to be growing. But once you guys experience this life, this freedom, and like you said, it's got to be time and money freedom. But once you have a surplus of cash and time, then it gets fun, dude. Then you're working on projects you enjoy. Then you're doing stuff and you're doing it because you want to, not because you have to. And that's when I believe life starts.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So anyway, dude, I love it, bro. This is, I'm excited. The fact that you're just crushing deals, and I'm sure you're going to have a million people hitting you up and go, Tim, I need you to sell a deal. I need you to sell a deal. I need you to sell a deal. Guys, as much as, and I don't have a problem,
man.
I don't have a problem with that, guys. And I don't care putting a plug in for Tim because I want him to make money. But here's what I want you guys to know. as many deals as you send Tim, which you're free to do so. And I don't need anything from it. Just send him. He's great. But until you learn to sell yourself, you will always be at the mercy of Tim. You will always be at the mercy of people like Tim. Your business growth will always depend on someone else. And my opinion is until you can do something yourself, you shouldn't outsource it. And so I know in these situations, these are websites that they couldn't do themselves. And you're like, dude, I'll do it, which hats off to you. But you got to know how to do it yourself before you can outsource. You can't go hire someone to do content if you don't know how to write content. And as much as that sucks, some of you guys sitting there are avoiding doing sales as much as Tim's avoiding doing content. You have got to learn it in order to outsource it. So I know I'm breaking I'm busting your chops. The person that's sitting there going, well, there's my solution. Yeah, go hit him up. Go get a couple deals through Tim. That's fine. But you still got to know it. You have to know it, or you will always be at the mercy of somebody else. By the way, guys, we're going to take like 3, 4, 5 minutes of questions. If you have a question for me, a question for Tim, a question regarding sales, anything related to this business model for me, for Tim, I'm going to give you guys less than a minute. If there's no questions, I'm going to let Tim get back to the grind. But Tim, let me ask you this, closing the deal. Let's just talk about the closing part while we're waiting for questions. Was that first close that you did, was it easier or harder than you thought it would be? And I'm not fishing for any answer. I don't even know what you're going to say.
I think I wasn't as close to script as I had planned to be and thought that I was. So I kind of winged a little more than maybe I should have, and just followed the script from my other monitor. And I will say this, I closed the biggest deal because this was a really valuable website. I wanted to maximize profits. We're splitting it. So I wanted a good partner and somebody who appreciated it. I wanted us both to get paid. So I went for $3,500 a month. So it was, I want to swing for the fences on it and get it. And I got it twice. And both of those guys gave me the credit card and then disappeared. They couldn't tell me no. I mean, we sort of trap them in that. Just don't tell me you're going to think about it. Hey, I've given you all this leading up to this point, and all I'm asking you for is you don't leave me in no man's land. They can't argue with the numbers. The numbers are awesome. So it really leaves them nowhere to run, to either cough up a credit card or make up something dumb. And that's they just gave me the credit card. Maybe it was a fake number, but I was like, I told each person I'm going to send you the contract before I run your card so you're comfortable. In that is a credit card authorization. So I just did 2 docs in one and DocuSigned it away. But they did it, they've disappeared. 2 of them disappeared. So my third guy I closed and actually got the money in the contract. So
dude, I've had that happen more than once, where I've literally had someone read the card and they're like 3, 5, and then on the last digit, the line cuts. And you're like, no way, dude. And I swear my life, this happened to me like about a year ago. And I was like, that did not happen to me, bro. No way. And I was pissed, dude, because I stayed late and all this shit. And I was fuming, and I was pulling out of the parking lot of the office, and I got a message on Facebook said, hey, my phone died. Let's hop back on. I was like, no way. His computer died at the time he was giving me the card. And I was like, that is crazy, because I've had it happen where they're like gone. You never hear from them. Dude, if this happens to you, you're more likely to see Bigfoot than you are to see that business owner again. Just saying. It happens, dude. I've had some crazy shit happen that you never give you the card, the phone dies. Yeah, I'll do it. I mean, wild stuff. Okay, we got a question. What have you done to create urgency on the first few calls to prepare them for the Zoom call? Shane Terrell is a savage. He went from being a carpet cleaning company to doing this business model himself because somebody sold him carpet cleaning leads. Ironically, I think he comes from the same program you came from, Tim. Maybe I'm wrong, but he does. I know this last week, because I talked to Shane quite a bit. He closed 2 deals or 3 deals 2 or 3 weeks ago. And then he's like sending a few leads, but that step between he's sending the leads and getting on the Zoom call, what are you doing to create urgency so they're not just like kicking the can down the road, pushing off the Zoom call? I think that's what he's asking.
There's a couple of things. I mean, one is just letting them know right up front that I'm talking to a few business owners in the area.
Yeah, I love
So
that.
I'm like, I welcome the opportunity to work with you too, but I'm also talking to a few businesses. I'm looking for the best partner. I need the best partner because I'm looking for that long term. And the other thing is letting them know like on the third lead or something. So it's like on the third lead, I know I'm shooting for that 3 to 5. So I got a little leeway. And if I've got one that comes in right behind it, I'll tell them, hey, I'm looking forward to that call we set up. That's going to be Sunday night, right? And then try to confirm it and be like, I'll be like, I have somebody for you if everything goes well, I'll pass them on over. So I've kind of got that one in the hole. I don't know what it is. It's just, for me, it's just that feeling of that bonus feeling, like once you sign, you immediately get your next lead, that I've got waiting for you.
It's the carrot. It's a great strategy. I love that. Yeah,
you're sandwiching it in. It's like, I've given you a few, we're having them close. I've got a couple more. I'd love to give them to you, but are we partners? There's nothing else you can buy that's going to deliver ROI on day one,
Yep. No, it's true, man. Those things, and if you try to do it, if you forget and you do it at the wrong time, they can tell it sounds weird. But if you have it really smoothly, just kind of as your pitch, like even on that first call, like, hey, I want to give you a couple leads. We'll talk in a couple days, blah, blah, blah. However, I just want to be transparent. I am talking to a few business owners. I'm only going to work with one. You say it like that, it's believable. You don't, and you say it at the closing call when they're like, hey, I need to think about it. They're like, yeah, bullshit. That's not true. You know what I mean?
Right.
Got to bring it up. So guys, anyone else have any questions? So here's what we're going to do. If anyone else has a question for me or Tim or anything else related to this business model, shoot it right now. While we're doing that, I'm going to go and pick a winner of the merch. And by the way, if you're new or just got on this call, we're going to be giving away the white tee with the fire red badge. And all you have to do is take a picture of this screen of me and Tim, or you watching this, post it on your Instagram story, tag at I am Nick Wood, at Digital Drug Dealing, and you'll be entered. Let me go ahead and look really quick to see who we given this to really quick. In the meantime, we got about 3 more minutes. If anyone else wants to drop a question, you've got time. Give me a sec here. Oh, it's going to be a bitch again. My internet is, okay, here we go. Let's see. Oh, we got a couple. Let me look at my other account really quick. In the meantime, no other questions. I want to know this really quick, Tim, while I'm looking at this other account. How much have you brought in top line with the deals you've done? And how much are you putting in your pocket out of those deals?
Well, the guy on the big side, I made an exception for. He wanted to feel like he could negotiate a little. So I gave him $2,000 for the first month, $3,500 thereafter for the 6 months.
Okay.
The other guy's on ads. So it's a $2,000 deal. Subtract the ads, it's going to be about $1,500. So my take on that 50% net is like $2,500 a month. Okay. So that's in under 2 weeks with 2 deals. I added $30,000 to my bottom line every year. I mean, annualized is $30,000 a year that I just added it within that short period of time. So that's definitely got me hooked on the power of this thing. I just need to stack a few more of those, and I'll be feeling good,
So
I'm tired of living off of savings.
So $30,000 bottom line. So I was just looking at this. So $2,500 a month in your pocket.
Yeah,
that's dope, dude. That's amazing. And those deals were over what period of time?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Dope. Love it, man. That's not a bad 2 weeks. Mario, I'm going to have one more question, and I'm going to do this. I got somebody that's the winner. I've got a few people that have done this. But if anyone else wants to jump in, I'm going to look and see what the posts actually say to see which one stands out to me. Okay. Mario says, how do I deal with the issue of Google ads taking a long time to produce leads so I cannot hook business owners? I'm going to answer this one real quick because I need to say something. Mario, where did you learn how to do Google ads? Did you watch one video that we posted that said run Google ads and you slapped one up and you're frustrated they don't work? So if that's the case, there's not a whole lot I can tell you, dude. I spent $1.4 million on ads, and that's how I know that they work. And even then, it's not perfect. It's not, Google's always changing stuff. Google's always messing with stuff. That's how they roll. So dude, all I can tell you is go drop about 100 grand and then come in and we'll talk. Okay. Because you got a long way to go as far as learning, because I'm guessing they're probably not set up correctly. That's just my guess. Unless you could correct me if I'm wrong. You've been running Google ads for years and years and years, like I have. And then in that case, I'll let you know. What I would say though, guys, is don't put yourself in a box. When you call that business owner, don't say, hey, Mr. Business Owner, let's talk in 48 hours. I'm going to give you 3 leads. Dude, now he's got expectations. Say, hey, I want to get you a couple jobs over the next few days. It might take a couple days, might take a couple weeks. I want to get you good jobs. Leave it open like that. Then if the leads come in, bang, 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 you close them quick. If they don't, you don't look like an ass. That's what I would say. Okay. Guys, let me give somebody some swag. We got a few people that have done this. I appreciate you guys doing this, by the way. Again, this is so that we can push this. Let's spread the gospel of Rank and Rent, y'all. All right, our lucky winner. Let me grab the shirt so everyone can see it. I shouldn't have thrown it. The lucky winner of the shirt, of the merch, is Tabby. Tabby, where are you based at? Washington. Amazing. Tabby, I'm going to try and pronounce it. Tregoning or something like that. That's a really terrible pronunciation. Tabby, you win the merch. Send me a message with Ashley De La Rosa, who also lives in, I believe she lives in, no, she lives in, yeah, she lives in Washington too. Send me a message. I don't know what just happened to my bathroom. Somebody broke in. Not sure. Send me a message with Ashley on it, and we will get that sent out to you. In the future, we'll be able to just let you take a code and go and do it yourself, but send me the message. Tim, real quick, in parting, what are you going to be at by the end of the year, dude? How much money? I don't give a shit if you're selling other people's sites. If it's your own business, I don't care about top line. How much money are you going to be putting in your pocket by the end of the year? Bottom line.
Aiming for 20 grand a month.
Amazing. With 20K, I don't know many people that couldn't live a pretty damn good life on 20K of passive income every month.
Yeah, I mean, it's double what I need.
It would allow you to cover everything and do some pretty cool shit and have all your time.
Yep.
You're over a tenth of the way there. If you can do that, what you did in 2 weeks, you could do it again and again and again. And that's all it is, man. But anyway, guys.
And that's where it gets fun.
Dude, once you get a couple deals, you get that first deal and you're like, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. It's fun, dude. This is a game, guys. Don't take yourself so seriously. At the same time, don't not take it seriously, but don't stress if a business owner calls you a name or is rude to you. It's like, just move on to the next one, man. I'll take a no all day. You could be a dick to me all day. At the end of the day, as long as I'm moving closer to my goals and my dreams, that's what I care about. So Tim, thanks for being on, bro. I really appreciate you.
Absolutely.
I'm sure that there was somebody that needed to hear what you had to say, and this has been dope. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man. Later.
Talk soon. Bye.